What up, guys? So today I wanted to try out the electric Bulwark build, basically just using shock and awe and defensive advantage right here. And they're very strong. They're very strong. The fact that you can get defensive advantage so early is kind of like a defining factor of trying to level up your Bulwark, from minimal difficulty up to substantial and ruthless. I feel like it goes a long way. You can pretty much use the electric perks all the way until you get invigorating icon, I feel like. At least after using it here. This is lethal, by the way. This is lethal, operation number 3. We have a Ravener here. I do have a teammate here who is a Vanguard. They have the melt up, and we also just had a Zoanthrope spawn. Now, see, right in this clip, you can definitely see the power of the electricity. It just stacks up so much damage right here. I was able to clear out this horde without even looking at him until like the very end. And this Ravener did take a fair bit of damage, but that said, he definitely caught me off guard there. That was just a very bad spawn. But I still have a banner here, so I can just essentially just refill my health whenever I want. Now, you may be thinking, hey, shouldn't you use your banner on your teammates also? Well, we're gonna get to that. This operation, well, first of all, I probably needed it there. This operation kind of went south a couple different times. With this build, I was pretty much able to carry my squad into the end of the operation, and considering it's lethal, it was a lot of work. I heal quite a bit. I heal quite a bit in this operation. I genuinely think we should have a healing stat for the end of the operation, for sure. But yes, here are the team perks we have. Don't get used to those. Don't get used to those team perks because, I mean, honestly, Inner Fire was very nice. I think we would have been fine. But in this room, it gets really, really ugly. So first of all, we have 2 Terminators spawn here. And Terminators can be tough. It really, that rocket spam can definitely be an issue. And lining up their combos can sometimes bug me when it comes to like parries and such. Like, sometimes I get them and sometimes I don't. It's like, it feels like they hesitate differently whenever they swing, so I don't know. I would like a room where I could just fight a Terminator 1v1 like multiple times. But there's a good banner. I at least healed my teammate there, but I didn't realize the heavy, the heavy over here was struggling pretty hard with the Terminator. I definitely could have used my banner on him as well, but I just saw the opportunity and went for it. But still, here's some nice electricity. I do get a parry right there. Boom, gun strike. So I do a fair amount of parrying in this video. Now, lethal, this operation on lethal can definitely be a struggle, especially when the chaos shows up. It's probably mostly because of the chaos. This is like the first chaos mission for operation, so it's kind of interesting how, when it comes to lethal chaos operations, I would put this at, I don't know, I genuinely, for whatever reason, I genuinely think it's harder than Fall of Atreus. When you have somebody who knows how to do the Fall of Atreus puzzle very fast, and then not to mention, you're fighting with the Dreadnought, so you have some pretty good DPS no matter what, at least for most of the operation. One of those one of the battles in the operation can be optional, so, it's random if you really get that much use out of the Dreadnought, but you still get, a fair bit of the operation covered with a Dreadnought regardless. And in this operation, you don't get a Dreadnought, right? And then what? Reliquary is probably the hardest chaos operation. Now, is this operation harder than Obelisk? Probably not. Probably not. But for whatever reason, people can seriously struggle. People can seriously struggle on this operation. Vox Liberatus is I think it's very fun. Lethal, clearly, right here, it's getting extremely sweaty. I'm getting some bad lineups with the Disc Shamans here, and I am using the Bolt Pistol. I really should start bringing out the Neo Volkite pistol again. On PC, it's purple for me, and then pretty much on console, I have the Relic version. So, on PC, I have an Artificer Neo Volkite, but the Bolt Pistol I have here is Relic. And also, yes, our Heavy went down, which is, he was low. And he leaves. So our heavy leaves here. That's the first lever. I'm not, like, see, here's the thing. I'm not, like, too upset at what my teammates were doing here. I do believe that as long as I have inner fire, I should be able to just carry, essentially. Yeah, those electric parries are very powerful. I'm starting to really enjoy them because as long as they're in the electric field and you get the gun strike, that should increase the damage of it. And then I also have the perk where if my armor is broken, I get the, the electric area of effect there. Now, here's the thing. I do have a Guardian Relic here, and the Vanguard left. The Vanguard left, and he might have disconnected. I'm not too sure why he would leave, but that is inner fire absolutely gone, which is rough. And now I'm sitting here in Operation number 3, Vox Libertas, a Chaos Operation, with 2 bots and a Mortal Wound. But I do have a Guardian Relic, I do have 2 crack grenades, I do have a stim, and, I'm gonna have a stim for a lot of this operation because there's going to be a lot of available stims. This was definitely one of those lethal operations that kind of boiled down to a carry. But right at the end, I will say that my teammates made some clutch plays at the end. So, we will talk about that when we get to it. But those crack grenades are really useful right there. I was able to take out the Sorcerer and the Terminator. And so now we have a Sniper and we have a Tactical. So we have aligned aim and marksmanship, which, is not better for me than inner fire. So I essentially get nerfed. Halfway through this operation, which is kind of rough. But I still have some good grenades here for the extremist spawns. And now, since I had a Mortal Wound, I was a little, I really didn't want to lose the Guardian Relic there, so I go for the stim and basically just heal myself with the stim. I know bulwarks aren't supposed to do that, but, desperate times, desperate measures. I was not losing this operation. As soon as I get into the room with all the, with the Sorcerer and, like, the gate where you have to basically take out all the chaos in the room to get past, as soon as I hit that room, I do not want to waste my time on this operation, so I basically had to, like, crawl and just crawl and scratch my way through this operation. As you see here, this is already there's a lot of enemies around me. And that is an enraged Major who did get taken out and who was just kind of hanging out in the shock area. You're going to see a lot of use out of this shock area. Now, this is kind of rough. I still have the Guardian Relic, but I was not able to find a way to get my contested health back, and I am getting absolutely swarmed by Majors. My teammate is up there in the water. I'm not too sure why. Like, we kind of split up a little bit here. I think the Sniper had the right idea. He was trying to go up the ramp, but I just don't know if my teammates turned around and kind of, threat assessed. I was getting pretty swarmed there. It really took only one mistake to put me down at, like, a lethal health. And then our Tactical goes down. So maybe I should have turned around as well, I guess. But there's a lot of snipers right there. I had to take them out. And the Chainsword was still a great pick for this build, just so I can have a little bit of damage reduction, because I'm using the damage reduction Chainsword perks, as I showed last Bulwark video. But that said, it wasn't really about the melee weapon for my DPS here. It really was just about lining up parries and gun strikes to land some electric fields. But sometimes it can be rough because you've got to consider the fact that the cooldown is like every 2 minutes or something, so you can't always line them up. Now here's a stim. I was kind of pointing it to my teammate here because I have the Guardian Relic and I also have a banner. And yes, our Tactical went down, so Tactical's dead. Sometimes I check the team just to double check their levels, but yes, they were level 25. And here's a Sniper. Here's a Sniper. This is painful to watch, I have to be honest. This is a Sniper who doesn't have ammo on their Sniper. I have an ammo box behind me. There I'm trying to anticipate the Disc Shamans getting close to me. But I was able to, what I wanted to do was have the Disc Shamans run into my melee attacks. I wanted to specifically slam them as they were, going in for the rush attack. Probably could have bannered there, but I was feeling pretty confident here. I was locked in. And our Sniper, who ran out of ammo, is trying to fix their build, I suppose. That's why they're going over there. But they died to a major, enraged major 1v1 situation without picking up ammo. So, that was rough. Right after that sniper shot and I used the Guardian Relic, I was like, dude, I have no idea how I'm going to be able to push through this operation. I have 2 teammates who are dead, which, you know, that's going to be a thing for a while. Because respawn times are, you know, it's like 3 minutes, or it's like 3 or 5 minutes on lethal. But I was able to get through this part, like, pretty swiftly. I kind of just went to the terminal. The other terminal was, like, right next to, pretty much the 2 terminals were right next to each other, and I just went, got those, and just progressed this part. Yes, that was a Terminator that I dodged. Definitely just not dealing with that right now. And this is a Bulwark who has 2 stims. So I wasn't too worried about losing that Guardian Relic because I do have a fair amount of healing. As you can see, I have a banner and 2 stims. Now, I have a teammate who's about to spawn in 1 second. Yep, there they are. And those snipers, I'm so annoyed I went down to that 1 sniper shot. It really was fast, though. I just couldn't pay attention enough to dodge it. But still, I have two stims here. Now, here's the strat. We were getting surrounded. We were getting surrounded, and look, the tactical was already losing their armor. So my idea was, hey, rush to the hallway. Rush to the hallway, put all the enemies in front of you, and boom, you are in a good spot to take out some enemies. Not to mention there's also an ammo box here, there's a grenade, there's a stim. But the tactical, I'm genuinely not sure if this tactical knew where to go, but he definitely got picked off as soon as he respawned. So now I'm in a room here with a bunch of chaos. I do have the electricity field going, which is nice. So honestly, the minorous enemies were not really an issue. There, I'm going for a random kick. I start to kind of lose my sense of combos a bit. Like I start doing some random kicking and stuff because I think my right button on PC, my right click was a little stuck. Maybe because I was swinging it so often or something, but who knows. But still, I was able to clear out pretty much the threats in this room, which is nice. And yes, of course, I'm the last brother standing until the sniper comes back. So the sniper is back. And now I lose some health here. The sniper effectively just walked by all the enemies, by the way, to res the tactical, which I can understand. The tactical, there was a second there. But at that point, I pick up that stim. I pick up that stim because I think I'm the only hope that we can pretty much fight through these battles because, yeah. Did you see that clip? That was a tactical who was at 1 health with a few minorists around him, and he went for the altar destruction and died as soon as it pretty much popped. So, yes, that was unnecessary, I would like to say. So, now it is me and the sniper. It is me and the sniper. This is lethal. This is lethal chaos. That is an enraged major. Dude, honestly, the parry gun strikes and just how easy it was to take out majors was probably the way the Bulwark DPS really started to peak here. It's just like, seriously, it's seriously really strong. Because we also covered the fact that if you get a perfect parry, the enemies are actually damage debuffed. Or no, their damage resistance is debuffed for like maybe a couple seconds. So I think the stacking shock on top of that, not to mention this shock also debuffs them, you get a really good amount of debuffs for the shock parries. And frankly, I was very surprised. This is basically the DPS Bulwark build. And I do believe I had a shield bash perk. I'm not 100% sure. I was really just focused on, getting some big parries, getting some shock fields. And yes, we have 1 altar left. Now, if you ask me where my sniper is or what my sniper is doing, I'm not 100% sure. You gotta keep in mind, this sniper forgot there was an ammo box in the middle of the elevator room, which is pretty much the most consistent ammo box I've ever ran into. It's always there, and it always should be there because I think it's like a permanent spawn or whatever. But still, I don't know. I was kind of confused of what my teammates were doing here. This is rough. However, you know what? The sniper's alive. I'll give him that. So that's good. Just stay alive, and we will figure this out. That said, there is a sorcerer spawn here, so that's kind of a rough situation. However, sometimes with sorcerers, especially this one, apparently you can just let them kind of hang out. Now he is going for a res, so I throw a crack grenade, and that is a Terminator right here. This is when I started to get tilted because at this point, I had no idea what my sniper was doing. He should really be up here. I go for a banner, but I get interrupted. I tried to just get my contested health back with the bolt pistol shots, which was a mistake. I should have dropped the banner, thrown a grenade, but yeah, I was getting a tad bit tilted here. And luckily, the tactical jumps up here just to res me. Nothing is going to die in this room unless, you know, I kill it, essentially. I don't want to be mean, but, you know, we'll look at the stats soon. But still, that was a good run for the shock bulwark. I was able to kill a lot of things. Right at the end, I got a tad bit tilted, so I just went for the altar and, you know, wanted to finish the operation. But boom, look at those stats! Those are nice, at least for, you know, what I went through. But yes, the tactical barely cracked 3K, and the sniper just cracked 4K. Like, almost was at 4.5. That was rough.